All right. Doc, alcoholic addict, amongst other things.
What's up, Doc?
And welcome to another fantastic edition of Sober School. We're doing critical thinking as well as bias. All right. Like and subscribe. All right. So, tell me I'm supposed to say that shit. All right, we're gonna start over on the side of the page. It says stages of critical thinking development. All right. And down at the very bottom, this is one thing I want you to remember. Most people live their entire lives as unreflective thinkers. Developing as thinkers entails working important understandings into the mind over time through committed practice. All right. So the vast majority of people on Earth are what you would categorize as unreflective thinkers. Just blissfully unaware of significant problems in our thinking. They got problems. And they know that things are hard, but they don't realize the problems are in how they think. Not even aware there's a problem going on. Challenge thinker, we are faced with significant problems in our thinking. All right, so which means we're actually aware that there is something wrong. And based on your current location, the fact that you are here, if you're actually here for the right reasons, it tells me you're at least a challenge thinker. You realize, hey, there's something wrong with the way I think about things and the way I've been doing things. All right, so it's basically step one, realize that we're powerless and our lives have become unmanageable. So you got here when you actually start going to meetings and working the steps. If you're actually diligently doing it, you're a beginning thinker. We're actually taking efforts to try and improve. But let's just go into meetings. You're trying, you're doing some stuff. When you actually start working the steps, that gets you to practicing thinker. We regularly practice and advance accordingly. We're actually putting in the work. And once you really get into the steps and start addressing and analyzing how you think about things and why you think about things the way you think about them, then gets you to advanced thinker. Committed to a lifelong practice and are beginning to internalize intellectual virtues. This is where you get after you've worked the steps. Because committed to lifelong practice and are beginning to internalize intellectual virtues. Step 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we sought to try to carry this message to alcoholic and practice these principles in all our affairs. But when you're actually 10, 11, 12ing and start taking on sponsors and stuff, and not just analyzing your own thinking, helping others analyze theirs, that's when you get to or start to approach accomplished thinker. Like intellectual skills and virtues have become second nature in our lives. It's one of the reasons I don't get mad at people is before I've thought so much about how I think about things and the way I think about things, the way other people think about things. Before I can even get mad at you, I'm like, oh, I see what's going on. I can't even get mad at you. I just see, I recognize the spiritual sickness, the reasoning behind why you're acting the way you're acting. And I understand that because I've been there. So I like, from an interpersonal level, you skip the whole, if you're actually doing this, like it says in the program, nobody can make you mad. Nobody can make you feel some sort of way anymore if you actually work these steps and live it all day or a day. So who here? Yeah, definitely you. Does anybody know what bias is?
Just instantly go right to that thought about someone. I mean, doesn't matter. I just have a very biased opinion.
Prejudice.
Yeah, prejudice.
That's a good word.
Exactly.
Not open to outside ideas.
Yeah.
Yesterday we saw a kid walking with a samurai at 6 in the morning on my way to work at 7:30. He looked like he was tweaking. That might have been a biased opinion, but I'm gonna think he was tweaking.
Yeah. You see somebody at 6 in the morning walking with a samurai sword, or somebody alphabetizes your silverware drawer without even having to be asked. You could, yeah, could be a prejudice, you know. But who in here thinks you're biased? Like,
I definitely.
Everyone
100% you.
Yeah.
You're so biased. That's bias. But now, really, we should all be raising our hands. We all have implicit and explicit bias. We are prejudiced.
Biased is unfairly prejudiced for or against someone or something.
Yeah, it's not always negative. Like you're Asian, you must be good at math. It could be a pot like but it can go either way. But it just means it's prejudiced, prejudging. You prejudge things. Yeah. All right. We're just gonna briefly go through these. I'm gonna try and keep it relatively brief for you guys tonight. Well, confirmation bias. We seek information that confirms existing beliefs, ignore contrary evidence. All right. So say you're just for example, you're extremely right leaning. You're MAGA and Republican. So, and you only watch Fox News because what you're looking for is things that you have a confirmation bias. You want to hear stuff that confirms the way you think and feel about things. Like stuff. It's ideally, because I watch Fox News, also watch MSNBC, also watch Young Turks Online. I want a complete understanding because I'm trying to not be biased. But if you're only looking for an echo chamber, you present a confirmation bias. The fix is, as I said, actively seeking opposing viewpoints before decisions assigned a devil's advocate. I'm probably centrist to left leaning, on generally speaking, but I make sure to get I can't. Oh, that Fox News, that's bullcrap. That would be biased of me. But I can totally watch Fox News and think that it's bullcrap. But I have a responsibility, if I'm trying not to be biased, to actually give them a chance and not prejudge them to figure things out either way. Be informed. Next one is sunk cost fallacy. You probably heard me talk about it before. Anybody remember what that is?
You want to read it?
I hope so.
Well, I'm saying, do you want me to read it? It says the definition.
Yeah, we keep investing because we already have, even when it's not rational. It's what gamblers get a lot. Like, it's what keeps you at the table even though you've been losing and losing and losing. Man, I've already invested this much time and this much money to try and win at these cards or craps. I've sunk so much cost into this.
I feel like I've been there in past relationships.
Yeah, that is exactly the next thing I was gonna go to. Oh well, like me and baby mama, we've been together forever. Are you winning? Are you winning in that relationship? No, it is. At least in my experience, yes, we lived together for 18 years, and yeah, but it was losing hand after losing hand after losing hand after losing hand.
Right. I mean, it's not always been that way, but I mean, I feel like I've definitely been known for it.
Yeah, like a lot of us have. Like, oh man, we got history together.
Got kids.
We got kids together.
We've had there's been a lot of good times.
Yeah, but if you crunch the numbers, you do the math. Ultimately, you'd have to mark that down as a you're losing that game, and ultimately, you both lose. Kids lose. Everybody loses. Just because like you fall into that bias of I've come this far. I don't want to pull out now. We've all been there. That's what got you to that other thing. Yeah.
The kids.
Yes. Statistically speaking, that's typically the way it works. The halo effect. All right, our impression of one trait impacts how we see unrelated ones. The example it gives is a well-dressed candidate is assumed to be more competent. All right. Say for example, like Elon Musk, man, he's super smart, super successful, and okay, so he looks like he's got his stuff together, right? You would think he would work for the government, helping streamline and cut federal waste. Not trying to be political, but all right, so he's doing big boy things, sharp dresser, owns multiple companies. So you assume, okay, man, this guy's got it all together. He also recently admitted that during the campaign he was doing so much, and during the whole Doge period, he was doing so much ketamine he was wetting his pants. Yeah. So maybe.
We've all been there.
Yeah. If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis. But yeah, like we have this bias. Oh, he's super successful, and it's got all the things. He must have his stuff together, and that is a bias. The fix for that is to seek evidence, not reputation, appearance, or confidence. Like confidence can get us a lot. Like it's not going to go like that's what vast majority of politics is. Oh, that guy seems like he's got it all figured out. He's very confident. Works in sales, works in that whole interpersonal relationships that time. Oh, that person's really girls like confidence, so they tell me. But it's really just an evidence of bias. Like a lot of people act confident. There's also a lot of people are douchebags.
Yes.
Yes, and it's a very fine line. Like people who actually have their stuff together are typically confident because they know they get their stuff together. But no one else is typically confident? Douchebags. But it's an unearned confidence. Oh man, I'm awesome. You probably don't know this, but I'm kind of a big deal. That doesn't. Just because you're confident does not mean that you should be confident. And a lot of people fall into that trap. So recency bias is the next one. So recent events have a stronger influence on decisions. All right, so say you're working in a job and you're like, man, you show up, you do the crap nobody else wants to do, you volunteer to do stuff. You're generally speaking, whole time you've been there, you're awesome from a vocational standpoint. But then you have you have a rough week, some personal stuff goes down, or you have to have surgery, for example. Yeah, and would it be cool if, okay, man, you're kind of slacking this week, and just going based on Like it's the what have you done for me lately thing. Like just the most recent, and it's easy to fall into, but like really, you got to look at it's always best to look at the big picture in anything. Don't ever take, okay, we've always been super cool, but like you're kind of a dick to me last night, so that's bias, and you will see that more vocationally than interpersonally. But some people are just like that. Some people have a really short attention span, and they're really on that "what have you done for me lately" tip, and it is a bias. And this is optimism bias. You ever know somebody who's like super positive? Like, yeah, but it's not all biases are bad. Like being we believe we're less likely to experience negative outcomes. I'm like, oh, I'm sure it'll be all right. Like but that really can go either way. Yeah, like it's the optimism bias is what causes us to overlook, like, say, red flags. Yeah, like this is obviously a red flag. However, oh, I'm sure. Yeah, she says she's clean. I'm sure it'll be all right. And it is good. Well, it is good to be positive. You definitely need to be aware. Like the example they give is like founders assume that a business won't fail, even though most do. But I would say more like glazing over red flags. And it's like, yeah, I know I'm early in recovery and she's early in recovery too, but we've really got a connection. I'm sure it's going to be different this time. I'm sure like this won't negatively affect either of our recovery. And you definitely want to be hopeful and positive and stuff, but really you need to be looking at the big picture. And the possibility, like, you need to be realistic about this. Consider worst case scenarios before making big decisions. Like, definitely expect the worst, but hope for the best. Anchoring bias is a big one as well. Like, we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive. Like, okay, like people really don't like to are resistant to change a lot of times. So the first bit of information, okay, well I was told this. That's the way I think about things. I was told Santa Claus is real, so he's real. Maybe real. But what was it? Side note. All right. So in order to be Saint Nicholas, the guy that they made into Santa Claus. All right. So in order to be canonized as a saint, you have to perform multiple miracles. And do you know, like, one of the miracles involved, was it the innkeeper in the pickle barrel? I think there was like an innkeeper or shop owner or something, depending on what version he chopped up some kids and hit him and hit him in a pickle barrel, and then like a year or two later, Saint Nicholas came by and knew there were some kids in that barrel, and then brought them back to life. That's a miracle, but I don't know why.
This?
I'm not what.
Are kids watching this?
No, everything's 18 and up. Yeah. Santa Claus is real, folks. Santa Claus is real. But the fix is don't accept at initial value as your reference point. Find independent sources. Trust but verify. Always, like, do your homework. basically, okay, if you get a piece of information, definitely take in that bit of information. However, consider the source and do your research. Look into other resources. If you believe that Tylenol is really the cause of autism, even though autism was differentiated from schizophrenics in 1911, and like Tylenol wasn't invented until 1950s.
55.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got into it.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't have to talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm doing some research on
He's
my
trying to
part.
tell me it's not
Yeah.
possible, but I'm telling him it's possible.
Well, it could absolutely
I
be
think-
a
I think it's probably
an exacerbating factor. It's definitely possible. But if you, I was just posting online. If you look at the if you look at a graph of ice cream sales from month to month, and then you look at a graph of violent crimes, it's almost the exact same line.
They've both been happening at the same rate at the same time.
Yeah, but
So just
it-
throw in correlation.
That's a
and cause and
biased
effect.
opinion.
Well, yeah, but it could also just be that people commit violent crimes and eat ice cream more in the summer. You know, correlation doesn't imply causation. Do your homework.
It really is not.
All right. I'm so biased. All right. So
honest. That's what you have to say.
yeah, I'm so biased. Honestly, I'm so biased. Self-serving bias. We take credit for successes, but we blame external factors for failures. That's something we fall into a lot. Like it's really easy to take credit for when I did that, and I'm doing awesome, and I did all this stuff. But when the stuff hits that thing, oh man, because it happened. See, what happened was like my phone wasn't working, and then like so and so was supposed to do it, but they didn't. They called into work, and then I didn't even know. Like it's really easy to fall into that bias. It's really easy to take credit for when things are going good, and kind of find external reasons for why it went bad. When really, you need to look. It's very well could be something you did. It very well could be exactly something you did. The fix for that is just force yourself to own everything you do, your mistakes as well as your successes. That goes into step 10. Continue to take personal inventory, and we're wrong, promptly admitted it. Like the 12 steps really are. A lot to do with removing implicit and explicit biases in the way we think about things. On the flip side of the coin, from the one previously stated, the optimism bias, there's also a negativity bias. You ever like meet somebody who's like Eeyore? Like we give more weight to negative experiences than positive ones. Just like, man, woe is me, life sucks, everything sucks. This is crap. This house is a prison, a planet bullshit. Like just totally like you got your bias is like everything's bad. Everything sucks. And that's definitely easy to fall into, especially when things aren't going so good. Everything sucks, so why even try? Man, they're just gonna screw me over anyway. I'm not even gonna go into work today because they're just gonna probably gonna fire me or send me home. Yeah. You know, like I was totally like was following this the other day. I'm like, man, they called me into work first thing in the morning, and they didn't tell me why. And that usually means I'm gonna get like talked to about something. So I'm like, man, what is it? So I'm going through my brain and thinking about all the things that could potentially. That's true. Well, actually, that's not true. That's called no call, no show. But yeah, example: an employee gets 10 positive comments and 1 negative, but only remembers the latter. Like it's like somebody gives you get a car from your parents.
Lucky.
Yeah. Like I never got a car from my parents, but it does happen. And then you're like, oh man, a station wagon, or you don't like the color. Like, man, I wanted the Mercedes S-Class. You know, like stuff like that. You're totally glossing over all the positives. You're 16 and you got a car given to you, and you're only focusing on the negative. That is a negativity bias. The officials keep lists of past successes to balance your perception, or practice gratitude, just like we do every morning. Like literally being mindful of the positive things. Availability heuristics. We judge the likelihood of events based on how easily examples come to mind. And this is kind of a weird one, but like the example it gives is avoid flying after seeing a plane crash in the news, or like avoiding Tylenol because you saw a press conference on the news. Like you can't just take a lot of it goes back, man. Put in the work, do your homework. Okay, that sucks. That plane crashed, or like, oh, there was a car accident outside. I'm not driving anymore. Like, does that really make sense? No, but it's the freshest thing in your mind. And you process information chronologically, so you are prone to that sort of bias. One of my probably my personal favorite on this list, the Dunning-Kruger effect. Anybody know what that is?
Kruger or Kruger?
Kruger. Dunning-Kruger.
Oh, Kruger is. I need to find me one of them.
Yeah.
We all need one.
Yeah. I'll take 2. Now, incompetent people overestimate abilities. Experts underestimate. Like, I've seen so many things go all the way bad when people, like, I don't know how many, like, just like jobs I've had to clean up where, oh man, I do this. I do this. I've done that so many times. I could totally fix that.
No idea what they're doing.
None whatsoever. The attic over at Beth's house, for example. Like, there's some people like, they do that. Man, I do this for a living, and well, yeah, we get that finished for you, no problem. And then go over there.
It's looking like that.
They literally did whatever they were looking for. That's easier, softer way. They literally did just the easy stuff, and avoided anything that was hard or took work or skill. I'm like,
Is that a biased opinion?
no, that is a very factual recounting of the events. Like, all right, so like it's an attic, so there's like vertical walls, angle walls, ceiling, right? And then there's rectangular ends of the room where you got it like nothing's framed out at the ends of the room, and typically you would start at one end of the attic, frame everything out, get everything paneled, and work your way across the attic, doing everything completely. Start at one end, work your way to the other end. I typically like to work my way out of a house. You know? So you clean up as you go, By the time you're done, you're at the exit. Yeah, bounce. Not what they did when I went there. They did the vertical walls, the straight up and down ones across both sides. Nothing was framed out properly. Yeah, I was no, I didn't go on my step 4. I'm just saying, oh, not mad. I'm just disappointed. Like, man, if they just embraced the suck and did the hardest stuff first, I would have like do it right. Oh, all the angles and stuff and framing everything out. If you just done that first, everything would have been easier.
Those two guys never had any intent in finishing that job anyway.
You were probably onto something there.
Yeah, I know who they are, so I'm definitely.
Like, the fix is if you're a competent novice, assume you're overestimating and get feedback. Even if you think you can do it, maybe talk to somebody else. Like, hey, you think you can handle this? Maybe talk to a pro and say, hey, we're gonna go over and do that attic. How would you do it if it were you? Maybe watch some YouTube videos. Maybe do not overestimate your capabilities, because I personally like have gotten into I can fix that industrial dryer, and I can, but man, it was way harder than I expected. Took a lot longer than I expected. And if I'd talked to somebody or watched some YouTube videos, I would have had a better idea. Framing effect. The way information is presented influences our decisions. And that we are all guilty of that. Like if, consider the differences if he asked you to do your chores, or if a girl or guy in a bikini asked you to do your chores. You're like, fine. Like, girl in a bikini asked you to do your chores? Oh yeah, man. I was just scared to do that anyway. Looking at things like 90% fat free sounds way better than 10% fat. It's all about it has a lot to do with sales, has a lot to do with leveraging bias to get the desired outcome. But it's really easy to fall into. You got to listen to the actual information and not so much on how it's being presented to you. The fix would be like, would I feel different if it were worded another way? You know, like, because you can absolutely frame things. Oh, not a drug dealer. I'm a freelance commodities broker. Or like, not a meth cook. I'm a former practitioner of the clandestine culinary arts. You can absolutely frame stuff. Sounds way cooler. Like, you could say I'm 46, or you could say I beat Jesus by 13. The second one sounds way cooler, but it's just same information. It's just how I'm presenting it. The bandwagon effect. All the cool kids are doing it. Yeah. This can go either way, man. I've seen people click up and like focusing on their recovery because they're in a recovery house. In that instance, awesome. If it's for something good, but if it's not, like, don't fall into the crowd. Don't be a sheeple. Do what's right. Do your research to make sure what you're doing is right. Pray on it. Think on it. And the fix is, like, if nobody else were doing this, if it was just me doing it and nobody else was, would I still be doing it? Like, would I still be car hopping if nobody else was breaking into cars. You know, man, like I don't like crack, but if you got some crack, like when in Rome, you know, like I really don't like it. It's like makes me anxious. But if we're sitting around and you bust out some crack, yeah, I'm probably smoking some crack.
In the past.
Allegedly, in the past, well over 7 years ago. But really, yeah. Who doesn't like free crack? The endowment effect. We overvalue things just because we own them. All right. Example: a person believes their car is worth more than market value just because it's theirs. What Trump bought like Mar-a-Lago for like $110 million, and he just valued it at like $1.6 billion.
Smart.
Smart if anybody buys it.
Someone's going to. Someone's dumb enough to.
That would be.
Fucking potato chip on eBay for $1 million. Are you serious? People buy that shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look like Miley Cyrus or something.
And those are people who are falling into which bias? So they're falling into the framing effect. Oh man, he says it's worth $1.5 billion, and then there's the other bias, the halo effect. Well, Bitcoin actually has,
He did.
not initially, but like
Someone said it was valuable, so then they made it valuable. That is point blank what we're talking about.
yeah, but it's just the same as a fiat currency. What's that piece of paper in your pocket worth?
I mean, by the United States, it's worth now, but like Bitcoin was nothing.
But it used to be
Bitcoin
a dollar used to be worth $1.
Well, inflation.
Well, no, frickin' Nixon, he did away with the gold standard.
That is true. That is true.
That's why he's on my step 4, quite honestly. I'm not even kidding.
I know you're not. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Nixon 100%.
They said they're done with pennies. I've been collecting pennies.
Do you know?
Philosophy on that one.
Yeah. Well, I would collect nickels if I were you.
Nickelback.
Well, no. A nickel contains about 6.7 cents worth of nickel.
Prior to what,
On-
2013 or something.
Yeah, on the scrap market. That's a decent come up. You get 7 cents for every nickel.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
No, you gotta burn it down though.
yeah, and really you got to have enough nickels to make it worth shipping the barrel or the shipping container.
So in the end, it's really not worth it.
Yeah, well, you can't do it here in the United States, and you can't do it legally, regardless. I'm getting into bad stuff.
Sorry, we're
No. Allegedly, hypothetically, if one were so inclined, you'd have to get up a bunch of these pre-period nickels, and you'd have to ship them to a country that didn't care about the
environment.
well, that too, but that's just statistically. But the sovereignty of our currency, because it's illegal in our country to deface U.S. currency, other than pennies, screw pennies, as far as the government's concerned.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
you can't rip up a bill or nothing. You can destroy a penny though. Who said that?
It's no longer protected. Well, like you think you go to a museum and stuff, they have a little machine that rolls it through the press,
Yeah.
breaking the law. No, and pennies are just copper-clad zinc anyway. But yeah,
But yeah.
Most likely that country you're sending it to, that nickel's worth more than 5 cents anyways.
yeah,
True.
quite honestly. But the husband of a government official got in trouble for
The husband of a government official.
yeah he bought a bunch he cashed in money for a bunch of nickels, then all of a sudden they were gone. He couldn't account for them. So
Well, if you cashed in money, isn't that accounting for it?
yeah, well he didn't go on Amazon and buy 100,000 nickel rolls. All of a sudden, he had a cart. He had a cargo container full of nickels, and then he didn't have a cargo container full of nickels, but had a bunch of money.
Smart, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure how that panned out. So it might have been smart. It might have been stupid if he got caught. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
I think anything you do that you can get caught on is stupid. Right?
Yeah, like fast money ain't good money.
Dirty hands make clean money.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. But yeah, the bullet point being we are all subject to bias. And it can be for good or it can be
It's part of our nature, man. It's never
yeah.
changed.
Well, like that's what we are. We are meat robots operated by a computer made out of cholesterol, like transiting this world. And our job is to be biased, but we need to think the long game. We prejudge. Oh man, this doesn't look like a good situation, or this does look like a good situation, or that sounds too good to be true, or that sounds like it's gonna suck. But I should the point being, do your homework, look into it. Don't take anyone's word for it. Play the long game. And if you actually look into it and think about things critically, you can maybe not eliminate all bias, but be aware of them. Be aware of the ones that you fall in. Like, look at this list. See the ones you fall into the most, or the ones you're most prone to, and be mindful. Make it a point, man. Am I just wanting that blank because there's a bikini model trying to sell it to me? Or do I actually want that blank? It looks really appealing with her draped over it. But do I really need that? Can I really afford that? It's just, we are biased every day. We are machines that prejudge.
Yeah.
But being aware of how we prejudge things and why we do so the way we do is the key to eliminating as much bias as possible and just being realistic. But there's definitely the 12 steps go a long way, like especially step 4.
Yeah.
And because you're basically you feel some sort of way about things, so your step 4 is figuring out, oh, okay, this is just a bias. I really shouldn't be mad about this, or what's here's my part of it. So I really don't even, my point isn't even valid. I have no excuse, no real reason to feel some sort of way about a lot of this stuff, because it's really, I have a hand in it. Some things, yes, but understanding why you feel about them the way you do, the way you're figuring out why you're biased and you're thinking about them, is a lot to do with what step 4 is. But yeah, that's all I got. Pretty quick